Hey, what's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to the episode of my F1 Road to Glory series in 2020, and yep, your eyes are not deceiving you. We're actually uploading an episode less than 2 weeks from the previous. I can't believe it either, but last time out at the Belgian Grand Prix, speaking about the last episode, I guess it was, well, let's be real, the less said about it, the better, to be honest. Perez is going to overtake us just as we enter the pit lane. He's jumped us there as we... Oh, no!
Incredibly disappointing.
So as we've done with every time Jeff's pissed me off in the past, we're going to move on, we're going to forget the past, and we're going to come into this one with a new positive outlook on life. It's the Italian Grand Prix. We're not an Italian team, but this is probably our favourite Grand Prix in the series, because this is where we can flex the engine muscles. This is where potentially an easy 1-2 is possible around here, and things are looking very good. The upgrade has not failed, so we've got that extra front downforce. That will help when we lower the wings. Obviously, being Monza, you run a little bit of a lower downforce setup, so that will help out, kind of, counteract that. And then, again, thankfully, some more great news. It is actually, it's turnaround, all right? We may have had a real low last episode, but things are turning around because we've got no rain for this episode. I know. Shocking. Absolutely shocking scenes here. No rain in a Road to Glory episode in 2020. Unbelievable scenes. And it just keeps getting better because that upgrade actually that we got on the car, I didn't even realise it until I looked at the chart. It actually makes us the best car on paper once more. So it's been a while because Red Bull have been there on paper as the best team for a few episodes. But once again, Claire Williams has something to bang on about, and the PR team can actually draft up some more headlines about Williams being the best team in Formula 1. But let's see how long the propaganda can go on for. Let's go to qualifying and let's see how we do. Look how glorious it is then. A sunny Monza for the Italian Grand Prix into turn 1 in first place. As you can see, I think Gasly will be very close behind for us in this entire qualifying session. Bit of an issue on the rear end with traction, but no bother. But as we come through into the third sector, down to P2, up to P1, again on the exit of Ascari, so looking good. But, I mean, I just take in the scenery. Look how unwet it is. The grass is practically dried out because there's a lack of rain here. It's beautiful. It's biblical as we come through Parabolica. We're up into first place once more. Gasly was close behind, but for us, across the line, it is pole position.
Excellent lap. We're really pleased.
And some very well-deserving praise from Jeff. It is truly unprecedented times we're living in right now in this Road to Glory series. Everything's just opposite of what it should be and has been for many episodes of this series. First, and look at that, Gasly second place. We're so close as well. That's ridiculous. You've never seen Williams cars that fast. And would you look at this in the background? Look at it. Oh, beautiful. Not a rain cloud in sight. It's a little bit foggy in the distance there, but generally it's nice and sunny. It's all calm, and we don't need to worry about it. Actually, hang on, that's as cloudy. That's just ruined my point completely. Anyway, the point is, no matter how overcast it is, there is no rain forecast for this rain. No one can rain on our parade here as we're 1-2, and we look to make this a 1-2 in the race, of course.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
You know what we can do? I mean, what did we do in the last, Oh, no!
Incredibly disappointing.
No, I'm being serious now. We don't need to see that again. It's all fine. It's all calm. But that's in the past. So strategy-wise, it's going to be a one-stop. No need for prayers to the F1 gods. I believe in the ability of the car, in the team. I know these are very weird things for me to say if you've watched the series since season 1, but I do truly believe in the team. We lead the championship by a decent amount, and we have a good chance to extend that lead today. You know, gone are the days of me calling this car an IKEA desk on wheels. It's more than that now. It's an actual car. Maybe not a Formula 1 car per se in the corners, but it's a car nonetheless. And we may have lost our title and main sponsor on the car, but that does not mean we have lost the spirit of this team, rocketing past people in a straight line. And so with that, here we go then to the Italian GP. It's race times. We go to 5 red lights from the front row of the grid at Monza, ahead of Ferrari. 5 red lights are out, and we're underway here. It's actually a good start for us initially, but then Gasly is going to get a great second phase of that launch towards turn 1. He's on the inside. He's actually gone very defensive defensive and cut across us no more. And we've got yellow flags though behind us, virtual safety cars, and there's been a huge calamity behind us as there's only 3 of us seemingly left in this GP. Can't be right, but Gasly in first place, very cheeky indeed. I was not actually happy with the defensive driving he did there because he pretty much cut across me and gave me no choice but to lift off the throttle pedal, otherwise there would have been a crash. But we're 1-2. Hamilton's P3 in the Racing Point, so it's the original 3 from the Belgian Grand Prix before the said, you know, the thing we're not going to talk about. And everyone else has had an issue. There's still 18 runners left, so not everyone's out, but there was some sort of massive kerfuffle. Because there was only a virtual safety car, it means that all 3 of us have a massive lead now compared to everyone else. So it might just be a 3-horse race this entire race then for the podium as we now go and try to overtake Gasly to get up into first place. The man who won the last Grand Prix, annoyingly to my dismay, because obviously Hamilton was in the lead. And, you know, if you're unfamiliar with this series, we don't exactly love our teammates around here in the same way we might like other teammates in the bar. So we're trying to do the best job we can at trying to beat Gasly. Hamilton close behind. Maybe he could overtake him and actually do the job he was meant to do last episode. I don't know, but we come through the first sector unscathed. A bit of defensive work needed, but Gasly's lost a massive amount of time there going defensive against Hamilton, so we've able to get away and break that DRS toe as we set 2 purple first and second sectors, third as well. Gasly does catch up though because he was still close enough to get a long range toe on that third sector, of course, towards Ascari and down towards Parabolica, so unable to get away so far here, but so far so good. And actually, unfortunately there, you can see in the background, I think the Mercedes car of Sergio Perez attacking Hamilton, so it really has just become a 2-horse race now of us 2 Williams cars in a world of our own, looking very peculiar still. I'm still not used to the Williams car without the kind of rocket sponsorship on the side pods there, but there you go. But again, going defensive as Gasly continues to pile on the pressure for P1, so it's not going to be an easy race. Going to keep on fighting for all these laps, it would seem, as me and Gasly are just in a world of our own, but he's going to continue to keep us honest. But yellow flags once more behind us there at the chicane, and now the full course yellow. The safety car has been called out in this Grand Prix, so things can cool off a little bit and we can all calm down for a sec. And we actually got some massive names out of this Grand Prix now. 7 DNS, Leclerc being one of them, and I believe also Sebastian Vettel was caught up ahead, so it's a dismal day for Ferrari at their home Grand Prix. The Tifosi practically crying in the grandstands. I think you'll see if you zoom in close enough, trust me, you can't see it because of the pixels, but trust me, they probably are. But I believe also Verstappen is out of this Grand Prix, so it really is a great charitable day once again for the Williams charity PLLC. So we continue on in this Grand Prix because our engineer asked us for a change of strategy, but that was just to confirm for us to stay on to this set of tyres because of course the tyre weight's so low. We were going to pit around lap 7 or 8 anyway, so we strap on the set of medium tyres too early. Maybe he's thinking the tyre will be too high, so I'll stick with it for now, but we'll see how things go. But we're now going to catch up to the safety car as we nearly just drive straight into it. Bert Mylander, Bert, mate, what on earth are you doing? Why are you driving so slow? Hey, you're trying to pick me up. I could see you. There's no need to brake check me in a straight line, mate. So we nearly plow that into the back of the safety car. Thankfully, no damage done. But by the end of that lap, we're going to actually switch our plans because Jeff can't make up his mind. At the beginning of the lap, he said, no, stay out. Now he's saying, come in. So I don't know, I'm still reluctant. You know, Jeff is exactly not the most reliable source of information. I'm pretty sure he does all the mathematics on an abacus, so I can't really always trust him, but I'm going to trust him on this one because I myself feel like, you know what, I think we pit early. Yes, we may have some tyre wear at the end, but surely we're going to catch up and be able to jump everyone with the free pit stop. No one else is doing a free pit stop, so I think that must mean we're doing something right. I know it must seem like we're doing something wrong, but really, I think it's the right call for me, and I'm going to trust Jeff on this one, and I will eat my own shoe if it doesn't pay off. I might regret that step. Can I take that back? Here we go then. We're on the restart lap then, on towards lap number 6. We're P13, last place in this GP. I believe only 2 or 3 cars have made a pit stop with us at this stage of the Grand Prix. One of them being Valtteri Bottas, and look at the great exit we get there. One of the few times I've timed a restart on Monza to perfection there. We get a great springboard to close up on Romain Grosjean in the Renault as well ahead of us. Then we get a massive dive. It's absolutely disgusting around the outside alongside of Nico Hulkenberg then up into P10. So we really do have the best car here at Monza. We literally have the car that can't be matched in a straight line, it would seem, as we're just making dive bombs left, right and centre. Actually, really the first bit of racing we've had to do, minus defending against Pierre Gasly, so it felt pretty damn nice. But we go defensive again, though, on Hulkenberg into that first chicane, so having to do some work to make sure the cars behind us don't pass us. But we continue on to look ahead. Raikkonen with some damage that is to his front wing. That's why he's so slow into the parabolic. I keep looking behind to confirm that for you guys, but there you can see just about, hopefully you saw he had some damage on his front left. And now we can see some cars coming in. My teammates still out at this stage of the GP. We now close up and look at this three-way fight between Carlos Sainz on the AlphaTauris and the Haas car on the left-hand side. Sainz sitting back. I'm sitting back, to be honest, because I don't really know how we can make a pass here at this stage. A bit of a roadblock here, as those two are still side by side. If Sainz is unable to make a move, I definitely can't make a move at this stage. I'm just going to kind of sit back, make sure I can save some ERS and fuel as well, because remember, we may have a great engine, but we still don't actually have the maximum upgrades on the fuel on this car, so that's something we do have to be careful of every single time. But wow, look at this, getting very aggressive indeed between these three. Some massive swaps to the left-hand side there from the car in the middle, the AlphaTauri. I think that is on the outside, the Haas on the right. Hard to tell though, because the two cars are very similar looking on the rear end there. But oh my word, look, our engine is cooking. Our engine is, I'm actually surprised it's not melting at this stage, and that's why Hulkenberg is closing up to us. Our engine's got no power now, because it's far too hot being stuck behind these cars. So another thing we didn't really look at too much there. Took a little bit too much solace in the power of our engine, but now the engine's way too hot and now is not deploying the power we know it can. So need to cool things off. We're down to lean mixture to try and save the engine temps. We're going to go up to standard as we then go on to lap number 8 in sector 1. Now Sainz trying to make a move down the inside of the Haas. The AlphaTauri's got away there, and they're having some great battling. Sainz though slow. He goes to the inside. Can we go on the outside of him there? Through on the right hand. Biblical overtake there for us, as Sainz just gives up the position there. But such an unorthodox place to make an overtake, especially in a Williams car with a literal single plank of front wing as aero. But we've made it work up into P7, and now look at the closing speed on Ricciardo there. It's literally as if he's in a little Fiat 500 and we're in an absolute stonking supercar. We go down the inside with ease, no effort needed really to overtake the Australian man, and we're up into P6. And on this same lap then, I think Gasly is finally going to come in, so this will be the turning point here. We're already pretty high up, but we're going to get up into first place of the Italian Grand Prix, so the strategy is going to pay off, and more importantly, I will not have to eat a shoe, because I was not wrong to trust Jeff. And Jeff, for once in his life, has actually had a good strategy plan here. But it's not over yet, because that Haas is pressurising me. Ricciardo comes back at me now. And look at the speed of the Haas with DRS and a lack of DRS for myself. Even the Haas is able to try and make an overtake in a straight line versus our Williams car. But we can do some good defensive driving. Very close, though, to his left-hand side. So Ricciardo does actually get that. But we'll come back at him now on the next curve as we come through with overtake mode. Down to high, though, because we don't have actually too much ERS to play around with. But rich mix for sure as we now wobble through. Ricciardo really giving us a good old squeeze on the left-hand side to the grass. Lock up on the front left, narrowly missing and making contact with Ricciardo. This is actually a great ding-dong battle for first and second in this GP. Look how close we're getting to Ricciardo. Remember how sensitive the cars appear to be in this world of Formula 1 of ours. I mean, seemingly all these cars are made with some blue tack and some sellotape, so having to take it very cautiously, but we're getting so close to Ricciardo and so close to a crash. But in the end, we're going to have this speed to overtake him through Ascari. Will go back up into first place as we battle, though. Bottas is also closing up. But remember, I think these are all the cars that did not make a pit stop after the safety car. We all made pit stops under the safety car tactically, so all of us have made some great decisions here. But the pressure is piling on, and it's going to pile on even more as we move on to lap number 12. Valtteri Bottas closing up to us, and the speed of the Red Bulls coming through. Of course, the Red Bull car has been one of the best cars on the grid, so not surprised he's sent one. We have to give him the room, and he's gone all the way around the outside of us for a brilliant overtake. So close, though, to again making more race-ending contact. So if you thought this was going to be a walk-in-the-park race win for us at Monza, certainly not. We're having to really fight Bottas here. We have a look down the inside, cautious, though, of not wanting to make contact. It's very easy to on the inside, but we get it done, and instead Bottas has to lift off his throttle pedal, and Grosjean now is right on the back of him there. So it's kind of almost like a four-way swap fight. I don't know where I think Ricciardo may have hit, because he was on the soft tire, I think. So just us three that pit under this safety car for the mediums there. So myself, Grosjean, Bottas, those two are still side by side. behind me then jostling for position. Looks like Grosjean for now has things settled, but we now move on to the last lap of the Grand Prix. Those two are side by side, so they're still determining P2 and P3, but one thing that has been determined is that we're going to come through for first place at the Italian Grand Prix, the redemption from last race, and the victory at our favourite circuit of this season.
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing. Well done.
And in true style, we have crashed our car into the pit wall as an act of celebration and solidarity with the Williams team of how much we used to crash the car on the daily in Seasons 1 and Season 2. But look at that. No Pierre Gasly in sight. Just us in the Williams overalls that still have our sponsor on. Just forget about that. And look at our broken car. I mean, it's a beautiful... I mean, look at the scene. It's absolutely exquisite. What other team wins a race, breaks their car, and then shows off the broken car on Parc Fermé? I'll tell you, no one else. No one else does it better than us. No one can win like we win. That's because we don't win often, but no one can win like we win.
Let's have your thoughts. You performed better than last weekend. What changed?
It's like I told you, Claire. It's like I told you last episode. The issue of why I crashed at Belgium in the pit lane was the power unit. I criticised the power unit, and we upgraded the power unit, allegedly, and now, here we go.
You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret?
Wow, for the first time, I've talked so much honk in these interviews that I've unlocked the third special option and answer for this question, which I've never been able to say on this game, so I will take this chance and say it. It's just because I'm the best, Claire, okay? Simple as.
You left a lot of paint on the walls today. Were you struggling for grip, or did you just misjudge some corners?
And again, a third option that I've never been able to say for this question. I've risen to new levels. Yeah, it's just because the car doesn't suit it.
Appreciate your time.
I like how Claire just ignored that I said that statement, having won the Italian Grand Prix and having won it the previous season as well. Yeah, she's gonna take that quote and run with it, saying, aarava, driver who wins the Italian Grand Prix says car does not suit the Italian Grand Prix. Breaking news. You know what? Maybe she's back on the good stuff. We don't know. But anyway, that has been an amazing, amazing episode for us. We now have a major lead in the championship. Gasly's P2, so we are really getting quite comfortable for us. I'm actually a bit worried that we're going to get too comfortable. And next time, it's Singapore. So that's going to be a tough one for us. Make no two ways about it. That is going to be a very difficult race for us. So let's not rest, like I just said. Let's make sure we're alert on that street circuit coming up. But guys, if you did enjoy this episode of the F1 Road to Glory, if you did enjoy the fact that it was uploaded within 2 weeks of the last episode, then be sure to smash the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're new around here, then do subscribe for weekly full-on content. I've been aarava. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.